Okay, I think it's working now. Hope. Uh, yeah, no, it's working. All right, cool, cool. Um, so I'm using my other monitor for this now. Just double checking that this is working. Um, okay, cool, cool, cool. So, yeah, I've got uh, all of these charts open on this window, and that's my secondary monitor, which is actually bigger. My first monitor, um, that has my main chart, which is the 1 minute. So I kind of like flick between the two and look at this for entries and stuff, and I'm doing pretty bad. Here's price stuff. So what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Um, what I'm doing right is doing a multi-time frame analysis where I determine what is the major sentiment, if it is bullish or bearish. So I've added a EMA to make things even more confusing. Now, here's the weekly chart, and you can see like this is M&Q uh, since April last year, so almost an entire year. It's mostly been trending up, a bit more choppy in the past month or two. But we've broken below the SMA. So while things have been very bullish and then choppy, it is bearish now. Then we look at the daily, and the daily shows that, well, this past week and even the week before that, still very choppy. So it's like, well, overall, very choppy indeed. And both of them below the 20 period EMA. The 4 hour chart, red candle. Even though the high and low are actually higher than the high or low of that, still a red candle. So the bears are in control of this 4 hours, which ends in 13 minutes. Uh, but it's still showing a bit of upness, so it's really confusing at the moment. So, I'm going in short already, uh, and it's not working out well. On the hourly, it's even worse because the hourly is almost done and we've got this doji. So now is actually a moment I should not be trading. Um, but I've told myself because it's below the EMA on these three and this one too, I've told myself it's bearish, go short. When really there's actually like a lot of conflicting stuff at the moment. Gold, let's see how gold looks like. So gold, I've also gone short, and this did not look good. So you can see like it almost hit my stop loss there. What does it look like on the higher time frames? Um, Overall bullish. Bullish uptrending since August last year. So that's you know half a year or so. The daily, we've got another one of those uptrend candles, which is actually red. So like, yeah, pretty conflicting. Um, which we can see in the 4 hour. It's an engulfing red bear with some pretty big wicks. This bottom wick showing like, okay, there is pressure from bulls pushing it up. And even on this one, bulls pushing up. But, this is, if we're going to trust that gold is just like keep on going up, gold's going great, then this is just a pullback. So, what can be done, and this is what I've done by shorting, is going, okay, the daily, the 4 hour, uh, the hour to some degree, it's it's much more short-term bearish. But this is actually pretty bad trading. And actually, look at this. Gold is just about to lose. Show you on the big chart. Um, this is very bad trading because I should be waiting for all of it to align. And usually what I would do is when I lose this trade, I'd be like, oh, time to go long. But I got to actually look, is the chart saying we're going back up? And although we have, yes, the uptrends here, that recent candle on the daily, so this day so far, um, does have a lot of bearish sentiment, pulling back, and even though I see this recent hour, which is going to end in just under 10 minutes, even though it has head, and I haven't been journaling today either, not trading either. I've been journaling with music. Um, so I actually do need to do some more journaling with trading. And yeah, if I journaled, well, then I wouldn't have to look at the charts over and over and over again to remind myself of what the sentiment is. I should just write reasons for going long, reasons for going short, uh, and conditions that have to be filled to go long or short. Uh, Ultimately, I do believe that yes, I should be waiting for long positions on gold. Trying to trade just this little bit of pullback in gold is not doing me well. So, yeah, I got to learn to be patient. I don't think I'm going to do monk mode today because I actually just want to keep on testing my skills in multi-time frame analysis by actually practicing it. And it is teaching me to be more patient. Uh, yeah, it's really got to wait for all those things to align. So let's put this on record. Um, I've got no viewers at the moment, but once once this video is finished streaming and it's saved to the archive, then I've got it on record, and then I'll be adding. Actually, I can add that in the description now. Lessons learned. Um, I'm just stretching. What am I gonna write for lessons learned? Something about something about maybe. Whoops. Don't trade counter trend in multi-time frame analysis. This means if the weekly shows a great uptrend, don't trust the pullbacks in the 4 hour and lower time frames. Two, this is something that I kind of noticed here, says don't trade inside bars. This means that if the higher time frames show an uptrend, but a lower time frame. Actually, no, not even just the higher time frames. Any time frame. This applies for all time frames. Oh, that's good. I realized the one of the problems that I had with it is actually not oh, MNQ's making a bit of a return. Um, one of the problems I had with Ninja Trader was not updating the price, and I thought that was actually due to the stream, but it's either Ninja Trader or my connection or something. And I realized how I can fix that is if I go to the control center here and I disconnect, and yes, I am trading simulation. I'm not being one of those influencers who like fakes everything. It's like, no, watch me freaking lose, you know? Even if I like end up being a skilled trader, I'm not gonna hide that I'm freaking losing. Let's be realistic about this. Um, so yeah, I'm on a sim and I'm losing. And what else was I saying? Yeah. So what I would do if the prices aren't updating is go connections, disconnect the simulation, and reconnect. And you know, because the markets are pretty indecisive right now, um, and I'm pretty indecisive right now, um, I won't be just staring at the charts and talking all the time. I'll be doing other stuff like working on my music. Um, and yeah, if anyone's going to join the chat and have a chat, well then I'll um, I'll do that. Okay, so I think I'm going to need some water. Yeah, MNQ. It's like, yeah, MNQ. Yeah, we've actually got inside bars, like I just said, is the week is inside, the week before is inside, the day is inside, um, the hourly, which is just about to end, is not exactly inside, it's like just peeking down, but it's still a doji. Um, the 15 is pretty doji-like, so actually very horrible trading conditions right now. I should not actually even be in any trades. Um, so lesson learned. Let's actually next time. Gold is doing horribly. Let's look at that inside bar thing again. Do we see inside bars on gold? So trending up, downwards pressure, trending up, downwards pressure, inside bar. There we go. See? That's really bad. So the whole fact that, you know, the 4 hour, which is just about to end, is an inside bar, that has screwed me up for everything else. Because for 4 hours it's just been going in this tiny range where everything leading up to it has been going up, and then you've just got these bears doing something, and it doesn't matter that, oh, okay, the bears are getting some control, that means going short. It doesn't mean that at all. What it means is the bears and bulls are fighting, and if they're fighting, then that means that the price is not it's not as directional. Now, the 1 minute chart on gold, it's showing me conditions where in the past I would have said, okay, I'm just going long now. But let's reassess it. Is it okay to go long? So once again, daily looks good. We're gonna have to wait a while actually, because like we're gonna have the flip of the clock. You see, when the 4 hour starts, well, that means the 4 hour, everything under the 4 hour is going to flip in its time. So then we're gonna have to wait to actually get more confirmation because at the moment the candles are going to be synchronized. You know, uh, if the 4 hour goes down, and so does the 60 and the 15, until the next 15 minute comes, then that's going to be different. And then when the next hour comes, then that's going to be different. So that's another thing of what I have to wait for is until the next rollover of the smaller time frames. Until then, they're gonna give this illusion that they're all synchronized, um, when really it's almost like it's the same candle. You can't trust in those times that the exact same thing is really happening because all it is a microcosm of the 4 hour, which hasn't developed um, at that time. So anyway, like I was saying, is there opportunity to go long? Once again, the daily, um, it's even possible that I should not even be trading today at all on gold because that one candle is going against everything that the weekly is telling me. You know, the weekly's been telling me, look, Matt, since August, we've been trending up with a few weeks of pullbacks, a few weeks of dojis, but all of that has been trending for the past half a year or so. So, perhaps there's a day like, when was this one on the daily? That was 30th of 30th of um, January. So the 29th, 30th, where's that? So yeah, price went quite a bit up uh, that previous week, which was that candle. All of this stuff went up, and then just before, oh no, that's right, the time on this is weird. So, yeah, it went up and down and had these huge wicks here, and then on the 30th it went down. So, if I'm seeing on the weekly it's going down, yeah, in the long term, yeah, it is mostly going up, but seeing the weekly and the daily gives a bit more there. But even then, I think that that's not that great because that's pretty much just like, yeah, it's actually pretty crap. Even then, it's like not a good idea to short. It's very risky because maybe if you're looking from the day down, so what did 30th January? Oh, it doesn't even go like I don't know why my 4 hour doesn't. Oh, look, NQ is doing really bad. This is a real lesson of why I should not be trading in these conditions. I don't know why my 4 hour only shows that much. But if we go back to the hour, that might show some more details. So we're looking for 30th of January. Oh wow, even this doesn't go back that far. How do I fix that? Surely there has to be some kind of setting. Um, There we go. So if I say go from the 1st of January, let's try this here as well. Candles. It's not even loading. Um, oh, days to load. There we go. We can just do that on days to load. You can get like 2 months worth of data if I say, oh, so that's the end date, not, oh, got it, got it, got it. All right, so where's the freaking candlesticks? Oh no, did I screw this chart up? Data series, is that it? Yes, data series. So, what's today? 24th, days to load. Let's put 60 in there. That's better. It's good. I'm learning how to use this stuff. Oops, just move that window. Why? Oh, wrong button. I was hitting shift instead of control. So, what do we see? What I was saying. So this looks like. Oh, there's me losing again. So the 30th of January, yeah, it's about here. And at that time, it would have been possible, would have been all of this happening. And actually, I'm not even going to bother on the 15th. But it would have been a good day for that. Um, and as for anticipating that, you would just see it from the day down. I don't know, like if that was the start of the week or it was later in the week, that weekly candle that looks like that. Um, but you would have seen it going down and that top down of yeah, you would have been able to see it. So even though the point I'm making is even though it's been trending up for so long, you can trust the pullback from the higher time frames. When the higher time frame is pulling back, and then you see it synchronizing with everything else on lower time frames, then it's more trustworthy. Did I add that in my notes, or did I just say pullbacks altogether? Um, don't trade counter trend in multi-time frame analysis. This is somewhat excusable if the weekly is pulling back and all lower time frames are synchronized. So, what analysis do we have now? Still looking at gold. New 4 hour. Why does that timer say 1 hour left? Is that even right? Well, that's definitely 4 hours. It's weird. So, It's saying 1 hour left. Um, anyway, that's two inside bars. I really should not be doing that. Now, I've got to learn how to make alerts on this because it would be good if I could get an alert when price is broken above there. I might as well just Google it. How to create price alerts on NinjaTrader. Right click on a chart, select alerts and add. Oh wow, there we go. Alerts. And conditions. Add. Uh, what? Oh my gosh, this is confusing. Left side, select price. Last. Oh, no, price type here. Yeah, price type. This is above. Is what we want. Price value. So is this gonna work? Okay, what I want. I need to exit this window to actually get this. So let's draw a line. That snap. Yes. Great. Oh, whoops, a daisy. There we go. So 5212.4. That's not it. Alerts. 5212.4. Okay, is that how it's going to work? And looks like we can give it a color. Let's see if I give it like a purple color. I don't see anything there. Oh, actions. Play a sound. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay, good. Is that is that it? Just type in for the number value. I gotta keep on looking to make sure that I get this right. Oh, it's so convoluted. Well, I'll just leave that and hopefully if it happens, then I'll see it. If not, then I'll just be watching the charts anyway. So let's look at MNQ. Let's move to the new instrument. Oh, it's gonna remove the freaking. Oh, stupid. Just have to keep on looking for it myself. So, what are we seeing? Seeing that the past few weeks have just been all over the place. This week there's been 2 days in this week inside. The daily is inside. 4 hour is inside. So once again, I should not be trading. Now, eventually I may have to learn how to trade inside bars. And I still might even give it a go just to do something. But it's very difficult because, once again, like trending for a long time, and then the past few weeks so choppy, now below the EMA. Past few weeks choppy, lots of dojis, and then inside below EMA. It's very crap conditions. But you know what? I'm gonna just like see like beyond these crap conditions. I'm not just gonna say it's crap. I'm gonna go, what what could possibly be ascertained here? Is there any kind of directional bias? So let's look from one perspective at a time. For example, like, do I think I should go long and then look at all the reasons for or against? And then should I go short? Look at all the reasons for and against. So, as for going long, we've got a long history of it. Um, see some lower wicks. You know, I might actually just start from the top down. Is like, does it say more long or more short? Does it say more bullish or bearish? And I would say on the weekly, it looks more bearish. You know, we can say that, yeah, like over the past year, when we look at that whole uptrend happening, sure, as a whole, it is more bearish. But when we look at this going back to October last year, November last year, that's all just been chopped up. So I can say actually that from October, November, that no, we aren't really in an uptrend. Everything else says that bulls have control, but there's actually a lot of fighting between bulls and bears here. And the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks actually show more bearishness. So, okay, here I was thinking we're going long because I was looking at everything else, but now it's like, well, past few weeks they are actually more in a downtrend. You know, we've got lower high, lower low, inside, lower high, lower low, inside, and they're mostly red. This one is a huge upper wick. And below the EMA. So today is going up, which don't really like now that I see that the sentiment on the weekly is actually more bearish. I don't really like the idea that this and this and this is showing green. So I was totally wrong. I really was thinking like in the long term I should be looking for more bullishness. Like I should look for bullish weeks. When I see bullish weeks, you know, this kind of thing is probably going to happen. Like this big green week here. Um, but today, what does today say in the context of the past few weeks? Of course, the day itself is inside, and oh wait a minute, that was gold I was talking about going bullish. Anyway, so we're on M and Q today. Um, does not look good in that picture because we have all of this movement, so much movement over these days, going from the 29th of January to I would say even like the 9th of February. And then these past few days, um, they're all inside that. Like even if we just look at like this green bar or even this red bar behind it, it's like everything is, all of that is within the range of this. If I draw some lines, um, so that top line is, oh, hang on, wrong one. There we go. This red candle. So this red candle here, 5th of February, all of this is within the range of that candle. And we can see like, look, you know, uh, doji, inside doji, this really weak kind of doji-ish thing. These three are all in the same range. Um, that's like, I don't know what you'd call it, spinning top or something. It's just a doji with a larger body with very equal wicks. Um, and given that the more recent context is actually downtrending, here it's just consolidating so much. Then the 4 hourly, you know, we could say that today started. I think the timing's a bit odd here. Point is, yeah, it's inside and green, where we actually want, um, yeah, we want some red candles. Even here, we can see like uh, lower high, lower low. Maybe lower high here, depends what this candle does. So yeah, looking short. Even the weekly says go short, but everything else is saying no. What about if we say go long from the day? Because that's where it breaks. You know, the break is uh, the weekly says go short, but the daily says no, you don't want to go short. Does the daily say go long? And to be honest, I don't think it says that either. Um, the only really justification you could have is, well, there is movement in here, and this movement is green. We do see on the 4-hour that these are technically an uptrend, that this candle is higher, 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 lower than that, and that too. This is inside, so maybe over the next 4 hours it would uptrend. In that case, I could possibly consider longs, because unless on today the daily breaks below there, or I mean, yeah, it would have to break below there because then it wouldn't be an inside bar anymore. If it breaks below there, then I would be more happy to take shorts. Uh, the converse is true. Well, if it breaks above there, then I'd be happy to take longs. But then everything else has to line up as well. So once again, let's look at what the longs look like. Um, so let's, even though it's an inside bar, even though everything else is bearish, let's see if I can justify going long here. It's green on the 4-hourly. It's pretty much the same. You know, it could be that it is continuing a trend from these past two candles. This candle high, 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 low. This one high, 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 low. This one a high and low outside of the range haven't been formed. It is showing that it is going up some more, and the current price is above the close of the last candle. So we can kind of imagine the price action going, you know, it went down from this candle, kept on going down, but then it started going up above its open. Here went down a bit, up above its open, and then closing down a bit. This going up a little bit more, then going down a bit, but still pushed and closed there. And then here, this is above there. So what it would kind of look like in a line chart is kind of like low, high, low, high, low, and this high hasn't continued going yet. So maybe I could say, well, that's the continuation of the uptrend. What about the hourly? What does the hourly give us? So the hourly has broken above that doji, and that looks like more of it. And I think I might actually do this. The 1 hour look, the 1 minute looks. Oh crap! Don't do that. 1 hour actually is looking kind of decent. So that is a huge bracket. I think I want to extend that bracket and then make it 100 either way. So this little thing helps me. Oh shit. This thing helps me with the price. So I can like click here, and then now it says the risk is 103. Who's calling? Oh, it's my alarm telling me that my laundry's done. Risk 101. There we go, 100, and then take profit. 80, 86. 91, 98, 102. Bug it. Come on, get 100. There we go. So we got 100, 100 there. Now, I'm gonna have to get my laundry, so I'll be back in a second. See how that goes. Okay, we're at -17. And then I will check gold as well. Try and make some better analysis like I did there. And not look at things at just face value, like I did before. Anything's wrong. All right, I'm back, and might even make a coffee soon. Oh, that's looking better. So let's look at gold, like I said before. Oh, and that's a note that I'm gonna have to write. Is edit, lessons learned. I won't make it don't trade inside bars. I'll be like avoid trading inside bars. Point four is okay. So I wrote, don't just look at the large trends on the higher time frames. Analyze the structure of the most recent candles in the context of the previous structure. Point five, analyze the potential of going either long or short from the higher time frames to the lower ones. Hypothesize what conditions are conducive for a long position and vice versa for going short. Good. So, that's right, we're going to look at gold. So switch the chart here. Here we are. So we're going to do that exact same thing. Okay, the weekly obviously says go long. What does the rest say? The daily, uh, the daily says it is possible. It's not ideal. Once again, it's lower high. I mean higher high, higher low, where both of these wicks it pushed up. These candles, the wicks pushed up, and this one, yeah, the current price is above its open, so it would have gone down and then up. So I think there is more long potential. The hourly still pretty much ranging. Bigger lower wicks. There's long potential. But what does the 1 minute look like? Does it actually look like looks like there could be a support here. I've already drawn a support above that goes a while back. Oh, whoops a daisy. I'll just get rid of that. And we'll draw, not support, resistance, yeah. So there could be a resistance there. And I would say that that point there is probably, um, it's probably, something to do with that point there on the 4 hour of where we want it to go more bullish. So it's a big waiting game at the moment. And MNQ, see my price here is actually doing pretty freaking bad again because I'm rushing these things and making assumptions. Gosh, it looks horrible on the 1 minute. It looks horrible. In its defense, though, that's higher low. Okay, so even from here is like compared to that pivot, which is pretty small. High, 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 low, da da da. So yeah, there is some kind of trend up, but I really got to not place all of my bets on just because there's high and high and higher lows that it's a reversal and it's a trend, and um, got to look at the big picture. So here I'm trying to justify, oh well, yeah, it is an uptrend, right? But there's all these other factors going against my favor. And one thing that just really have to learn to be patient with is wait for all those things to align. MNQ, do wait to go short. I'm in a long. Why did I go long? Well, it's because I saw on the daily that there's potential to go long, but I compromised because we had these inside bars. So really, that was a compromise, and that isn't working out too well. Um, if I kept going with my conviction that we're waiting to go short from the weekly, um, and wait for all of that to align, that would be better. Even better is if we saw resumption of the uptrend on the weekly. Uh, if this high's broken, or like even better, one of these highs are broken, that would be so much better. And then we could say, oh, well, this is in line with what's been going on the past few months, and then it's go time from there. So, yeah, I'm really noticing like all of these very poor decisions that I've been making, very rash assumptions. It's like I like placing trades, in all honesty, is like uh it might be a bit of a gambling mentality, is that I like the idea of clicking some buttons and then printing some money. Um, like for example, I'm going to be impulsive now. Say we're waiting for bullishness. See some of it compromised here. See it's green here. You know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to freaking wait. I would love to. I see this chart here. I go, well, it's pulling back right. It's uptrending right. We got a higher low, higher high a few times. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I go long? Uh, but everything else is saying, okay, there's actually a lot of conflict. I'm gonna do it anyway. Haha. Yeah, this is what it looks like. See, a very tight bracket. Two contracts. And yeah, it's pretty stupid. Pretty stupid indeed. This isn't real money, and I'm just testing waters. Um, I probably do have to start doing monk mode again. I thought I wasn't going to do it today. London starts in 2 hours, so maybe after that the markets start making some better shape, and we'll see how that goes. Actually, what's my P&L for today? It'd be probably a few hundred negative. Oh wow, that's even worse than I thought. Yeah, we're about 548 negative today. That's including commissions and stuff. So let's see what happens when London starts kicking off. And when London kicks off, if direction becomes a lot more clear. Oh, no, I just lost MNQ. If the market conditions have more direction, and then I can do a little bit better there. We'll have to see about that. And yeah, MNQ just like took a big dump. So like I said, is I hadn't been journaling even the past few days. Uh, I haven't been journaling in trading, just music. And what I have been doing is when I make these videos, in the description box I add like lessons learned. But I haven't actually written down like, okay, the structure looks like this and this is the plan, because I have to do this. I have to think like, well, this is what this week's context is, and everything else is going to fall under that context. So as the week progresses, not only do we get new daily candles, but the weekly candle will change. Uh, So I have to be on top of this, getting the market structure, having a better understanding of it more and more each time. I just haven't been making those notes. Yeah, gold's looking bad. And I just placed that gold trade. Like, what the hell was wrong with me? What's happening with gold? See, I was thinking, look at that. Look how bad that is. That's what happens when you make these foolish compromises. I remember hearing this from a lawyer. What was the thing he said? He said something like compromise is it was something like when two people agree to be unhappy. Remember, should write that in the notes. Point six. I once heard a lawyer say compromise is when two people agree to be unhappy. Don't trade based on compromise. Wait for all market participants to agree that they are happy and join the party. So at least, even though I'm making these stupid decisions and failing, at least I'm learning something. Like, there's still the temptation to go long again here. Uh, but if I did, it's like, well, um, then I would still have to learn from it. I do see these failing trades as learning opportunities, but there's other things to learn too. For example, the patience. There's a bit of information overload if I just keep on doing the wrong thing and trying to learn all these other different things about what I'm doing wrong. Well, I'm still building bad habits, and that's something I have to avoid. Don't build these bad habits. Work on improving your habits. And then when I've got good habits, not only will I be more profitable and consistent, but then when I screw up, then I can learn from those screw ups instead of just like purposely kind of screwing up, I guess. And oh my gosh, the temptation is really there to go long. Wait, we should be journaling. Tell you what, I'll make a coffee and then I'll start actually journaling the market structure. And that's what I'll have to do each day. I'll actually have to write the market structure, reasons for and against. Short, what my bias is for that day, uh, even for the week, and what the biases are in between that. Like, as the week changes, let's see, we see one of these days during the week drops below here, That means that that candle has changed from this to an engulfing bar that's going all the way down there. So I can't just say, oh, this week, especially on the first day of the week, oh, that's what this week looks like. Judge everything based on that. We have to see what the week looks like each day. And even the day, we have to look at like what does the day look like each 4 hours or each hour, and try and stay on top of it all. So, gotta make a coffee and rock this. I kind of wish I wasn't streaming so I could play guitar, do more music stuff, just because my guitar's sitting here. I should probably put my guitar away. That way I'm not distracted by it. I'll put it on the rack. It's before, because the market is so slow and sideways and inconsistent and everything, I was playing some music, writing some music, and thought, okay, it's a good time to do this because I shouldn't be taking any action, which is right to some degree. It's journaling, my music books and stuff to the side. Do that later. Where's my trade journal? It's on the other side of the room. Um, make a coffee and write in this journal. Actually, I won't write it in the journal. I'll write it on loose leaf. It's loose leaf. You know, in the journal, I write all sorts of other notes. Where on loose leaf, I can keep them all together. I've got a lot of pieces of paper to get rid of. Gosh, it's spare paper. Okay, that looks better. Put some more loose leaf in there later. And here's another thing, this is what separates people who succeed and fail from trading is actually putting the work in. Take notes, organize things. I've got a display folder and I'm putting loose leaf in it. Like, something that simple is just like one of those habits that people go in and just think that they can watch like a few videos on a moving average or something and then just give that a go and succeed, and then they just end up like gambling. Like, that's you gotta treat it like a business to some degree at least. You actually have to uh, do work. Anyway, I think the coffee machine's heated up. Make some coffee. Right, time to start taking some notes. Now, how am I gonna start this off? So first of all, get two pieces of loose leaf out, one for MNQ, one for gold. So MNQ, today is the 24th February. Let's look back to MNQ. And let's write, what does the weekly say? Weekly says uptrend since April last year. They even say that the range began in September last year. Ranging since September last year. Choppy downtrend since 6th of January. Choppy downtrend since 6th of January. What does the daily say? So past week. Past week. Ranging within also have to write dipped below EMA 20. Daily, so daily past week ranging within bear candle the 5th, bear candle 5th February, candle is currently incredibly small compared to everything else, actually. It's like the smallest candle we've had for days. Uh, it's currently some interesting stuff just happened on this chart. Bugger. There we are. Just have this big bear bar here. It's getting close to support. I drew support like at this pivot. So I'm gonna keep my eye on that and see if it bounces off support, especially in context of the higher time frames. So everything's actually saying. What's the time? Oh, it's London now. Okay, so I still got to give it some time because all of the time frames have flipped. But either we're gonna be seeing some shorts if it keeps on going there. It is uh, it is testing that support a bit, and then we could see the candles all turning the other direction. So we might be getting somewhere here. Okay. Candle is currently the smallest it has been since. Where's some other small candles on this chart? Small. Where's. My gosh, here we go. Since the 26th of December, Boxing Day. Since Boxing Day. Um, so since 4th of February, below EMA since February 4th. And I should write a note next to each one. Is like each of these points, does it mean bearish or bullish? So I'll do like an arrow. Arrow, and then we just say sideways for ranging. Now, just because there's more down arrows, it doesn't mean short. It just means like those are factors and they have different strength. So I think ranging. It's Boxing Day, that's ranging. Below EMA, so it's down again. 4 hourly. Okay, so downtrend since I mean technically the downtrend starts when there's the lower high and lower low. You know, it doesn't start up here. So started like 6 a.m. Since 6 a.m. Two most recent candles. I should write the time on this as well, like what time this report is. So 7 p.m. two most recent candles. Create single downtrend. In range. $60-minute, the 1 hour. A steady downtrend. And I would possibly even consider going short now. But then again, we've still got that support level here. So the higher time frames show that there's well, even on this time frame, it's like it actually shows that when you abbreviate this into like hourly candles, well, it looks quite downtrendy, but we can see it's like quite a lot of noisiness there. So steady downtrend. Um, what else to write? 15-minute. Sharp drop below EMA 20, and then 1 minute testing support. And it's actually broken through that support. Given all the other factors, I think that it's best to go down. So I'm going to go short. Now, what does gold look like? I'll write this on a bit of loose leaf. Wonder if there's any viewers yet, or if I'm just still talking to myself. Yeah, okay, we've had no views. I've been going for an hour and 25 minutes. And oh my gosh, my trade's already turning nasty on me. Let's look at that chart again. Where's MNQ? Maybe I should have gone with one contract, eh? And look at the wick on that. It's going back. It's really kind of hugging that support line. Starting to look a bit more decisive. And once again, I was being risky. Probably just watch how this plays out before for analyzing gold. So I'll have coffee and cigarette. Hmm. Let's add another note here. 7. Think of this poetically. If you want Cupid to strike you with his arrow, first the planets must be aligned. I don't know if anyone else will get that but me. I can explain it, but I think it'd be more interesting to keep this cryptic. Not that anyone's actually even going to see this. Um, Still playing games with that support line. I'll say. It's hard to really like quantify all of this. Like there's so much information, but you just got to write down all the factors that you can ascertain. That's a word that I've been saying a lot lately, ascertain. You're just gonna like get as much information as you can, and you can't always just add it up as like, oh, that's 1 point for bullish, oh, that's 2 points for bearish. Um, there's so much to do with that. So then that's kind of where like discretion and intuition come into it. Uh, is you just have to um, go with what seems more reasonable, and that's why AI will inevitably fail on this because its reasoning is limited. Its reasoning is just uh, what can be quantified, and the markets are driven by human behavior, which at its best is very reasonable and is commonly very unreasonable. So how the hell is a robot? I mean, even man can't know his own limits of being reasonable and unreasonable. So a robot that only uses reason, only finds the most logical path, and doesn't take account into how illogical things actually can be part of a logical whole, uh, a robot will never be able to do that because even man can't figure out that himself. So how in the world is man going to come together to create computer algorithms that can do that accurately? We've been trying to do this since the dawn of time, and yeah, the best way you can do it is by yourself. And by yourself, I don't mean like as a single person. What I mean is you'll be making the best decisions by making your decisions and as mankind, not just relying on robots who, yeah, sure, they can come to conclusions very quickly based on the knowledge that they have. So do humans, but they miss the human element. And even though the markets, even though, their price is largely driven by people using algorithms from, their hedge fund or whatever industry or whatever, those robots are made by humans. They still have a human bias. They're still calculating things with human behavior, how that drives the economy. So all the robots are doing is our bidding. Uh, if you're doing a robot's bidding, then you've just like officially made yourself stupider. I'll show you what the 1 minute looks like. New candles opened. It's been like very choppy, but still very down. Got another close, so the last close below the support was this candle. And not close, open. We've got another open. And again, that one opened, but it peaked back off. The only one below support was that. Seems to be okay. And looks like it's gonna work out. Then I have to consider, do I want to keep on going short and are conditions lined up? I would love, and this has happened a few times, like last night, gold just kept on going up, so I'm just like, okay, enter, works, and I love doing that. But I can't expect that to always freaking happen. Usually, like, if I win this trade, I'll be like, oh, I was right, it is going short. That just means I can just go short again. Um, and it's not true. I have to keep that in mind. I would say that, like, once you can understand not just the market structure, but your own behavior. Okay, there, this one opened and closed low, and even lower to that one. Uh, how you behave in regards to that market structure, and how to only make decisions that are not hasty and compromised and gambly. I think from then on it would be a very simple game. Uh, Not simple in the sense of you just uh, go, okay, open up the screen, that's what it looks like, place a trade. Uh, it's still a game of chess, so to say. Just because you're good at chess doesn't mean that you do it without thinking. It's like each chess game you actually have to think. Even if you're playing against a beginner, uh, you still have to do some thinking and planning and thinking of moves ahead. But you get used to it. Mind you, I'm freaking horrible at chess. I have not won a game of chess probably ever. Probably ever. And when I was in primary school, I was actually part of the chess club. Um, and I played against whoever was like world champion. It might have even been Gary Kasparov at the time. Let me see. What it was 1997. Oh, it was the former world champion. That's right. Former chess world champion, 1997. Okay, he was the reigning world champion for the entirety of 1997. Um, so it wasn't him. It was whoever was the champion before Kasparov. So who was the chess world champion before Kasparov? Anatoly Karpov. That doesn't ring a bell. I swore I would have known his name. Yeah, that doesn't ring a bell. I don't know if it was him. Maybe it was another former. Maybe if I'd say before Karpov. But he seemed like a pretty young guy. Bobby Fischer, Boris Spassky. Man, these nerds have horrible names. Um, Bobby Fischer. Oh no, look at that. Oh, that's horrible. Don't do that. Oh my. What's the rest of the charts look like? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. See, these candles, some people call them failed twos. Oh my god. No, 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 no. Oh no, look at that. That's no good. Alright, they're starting to push down a bit. It's a bit more bearish pressure. Oh, this is horrible. You know what? I should have been doing this market analysis not like as London starts, but well before. I should be planning what's my bias before London starts, what happens if the daily candle starts going this way, that kind of thing. And we're about to lose. Uh, oh, here's the new candle. Almost poking it. There we go. Dang. All right, let's reassess the situation. It's still bad. Weekly's inside. Um, I didn't even write that down. I didn't even write down that the weekly was inside. Uh, and then the daily. Did I write the daily was inside? Oh, I didn't. Okay, moving on. Let's start looking at gold. What's my analysis here? So, see, that's the 26 at 7:25 p.m. weekly. Weekly. How long does this uptrend go for? That's right, it was August last year. Today's weekly candle, oh, and I should put an up arrow, candle is green bullish with upper wick. So I'll do an up and a down there. Right. Pullback was 4 weeks ago. Daily. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Daily. 5 most recent candles, higher high, higher low. That's up. Most recent candle. Most recent candle. Bull direction. High high, higher low. But red equal wicks. So how would I even think still a higher high and a higher low, just with bearish pressure. I would actually say that's down for the day. We're looking like what does the day mean? 4 hour. Inside doji. Past 2 bars, okay. So current bar is inside red doji. Previous bar is red inside. Previous to that is bearish engulfing with very large wicks, especially lower wick. So I would say still that is sideways. Everything on the 4 hour is saying sideways. And it's really bad because it's just triangulating in there, which I would hope means, it's all consolidating, it's it's just waiting to explode. So maybe I'll write, maybe price will explode from this consolidation. So that's a good note to remind. I'll write that down in the stream notes as well. So this is what I heard is 8. Consolidation often precedes precedes explosive precedes an explosive directional movement. Don't uh, don't worry about trading in consolidation, as that will lose you money. Wait until the explosion. Not explosion. Wait until the eruption. Trying to stay away from this violent violent wording. Wait until the breakout. Waiting for the, how do I say? Waiting for the um, um, wait until price becomes directional, and then you will have avoided losing money while also securing more consistent profitability. That's good. And seeing some up kind of movements here. Uh, oh, that was red just before. I was just talking about how that was red. Still inside though, and we could see that on the 15. It's like, this is a freaking range. It's like, yeah, sure, that candle looks great, but so does that one and that one. Even these look great. So, that's something I really had to learn from the very beginning, and I think it actually is of some benefit, is being able to uh, understand the candle on its own before understanding the candle in context. So I would always be trading like based on a single freaking candle. Let's look at what this looks like on the 1 minute, because I bet you it looks freaking awesome. So on the 1 minute is like, I would see this, I would see that and go, that's freaking awesome, that's a reversal. And then I'd see this pullback, oh my gosh, it's continuing, that is freaking awesome. And that's just like not necessarily how it's going to go, because we look back, it's like, look how much this is ranging. It is like barely leaving this point of, oh shit, this point of support from this pivot. And here I drew resistance a bit more recent here. It's like barely moving out of that range. Now, of course, there's like traders who could definitely uh, be able to trade the support and resistance, the swing highs and swing lows. Um, I'm pretty freaking bad at that. at this current time. But the point I'm making is that yeah, on smaller time frames and even on looking at these bigger time frames, I have that impulse that's like, well, everything says up, and this one's turning green, and now this one's getting really big, and that one was red before. Um, but yeah, you look at this. It's like, is there really any freaking indication that that is a great move? It's like it is all within this freaking range. So, gotta wait for more confirmation. So I'll have to write that down actually. Um, is 4 hour candle just turned green? Oh, what the hell's that? Is still an inside. Do a little exclamation point. Wait to see if it is high of previous candle parentheses S. Hourly. Hourly. Um, what can we say about the hourly? Um, 20 minutes left until close. That's important. I got to remember those times. Um, oh my gosh, even these are inside bars. Two most recent candles are inside. And I've got to say, I'm actually very relieved now to know that consolidation, yeah, that it does precede direction. Um, it gives me a lot more confidence that if I don't trade either during those shorter times or those days or weeks when things are consolidating, it's like, well, wait until after the consolidation and then you can probably make a lot more money. Uh, so that's a big relief. Actually, it's like I said, is I like to place a trade. Gives me a good feeling. There's probably that dopamine hit and stuff, but it just doesn't really get you anywhere. I think even the consolidation should be read. You don't just look at a range and go, it's ranging, that means nothing to me. It doesn't mean nothing, it just means you don't trade inside it. So that's another note I'll have to finish on this. Okay, this tobacco smells so good from Indonesia. Um, 9. just because you don't trade in consolidation doesn't mean it's meaningless. Consolidating price action is full of very useful information regarding price action and must be read in context to is that word again, ascertain. Let's just use it, ascertain. Just like that word so much lately. I've been doing so much ascertaining. To ascertain. No, not to ascertain, to understand all other directional price action. No, just all other. Consolidating price action is full of very useful information regarding price action and must be read in context to understand market structure. Understand all the nuances of market structure. Good lesson. Good lesson. Okay. So 1 hour. Most recent candles are inside with larger lower wicks. Have seen most recent turn from green to red. So say that's sideways. Maybe I could write a note for consolidation. It's like a triangle. The triangle, the triangles, you know, it kind of means like, well, the high is getting lower and the low is getting higher. It forms a triangle, and that's like, you know, when it leaves that triangle, that's, you know, it kind of like gets compressed and then it expands. Anyway, so 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Now here's the irony, is like here I am saying, well, consolidation is full of all this useful information, and here all I can think about saying is it's ranging. I can like actually see a very like distinct triangle here. Like the highs and lows just like perfectly line up here. So you can see like high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Like all of those are just like perfectly aligned. Here, low, high, low, just peaking a little bit, and this candle is, you know, this weird thing. And then like this is another weird doji thing. And yeah, it's like very much happening there. So I don't know what else to say about this. Okay. Uh, Price is not just ranging, but narrowing. And here's when we're going to draw that triangle. And we'll do an exclamation mark, triangle, in parentheses, a triangle shape, means price is narrowing. Great. So we've got some notes to review. And what have I ascertained from these notes is that there's no good moves on gold right now. The price action is really consolidating, and I have to wait. And if I wait, I might see some explosive moves. Now let's open up MNQ again. And looks like it's gone below that support. Now, isn't that a freaking shame? Isn't that a shame that it's continued to go? And because I had two contracts, I'm changing it up to one now, because I had two contracts, uh, my stop is reached. Now, let's see, is there any other support? Okay, there's another support here, and I have to be careful of that as well. No, I don't want a ray, I want a horizontal line. So, here, oh, what are you doing? There we are. So it's actually just reaching that support now, and I've already got one drawn there. Probably draw a resistance up here as well. Great. So let's see what's happening with support here, and also look at everything else. And I could probably just like see how it's summarized, because we already know it was like going short and it's going down further. So all I really have to think about is it going below support? Risk it. I think I will, to be honest. I'm gonna go single contract, sell it. And that's quite a big bracket going with a single contract now. I was going with double contracts for a while because my mate in the Discord server, he does double contracts with $100 either way of the stop loss take profit bracket. But he's like a lot more skilled and experienced than I am. And I thought I'm gonna just like try copy him, not for the sake of copying him because he's a winner and that'll make me win, but for the sake of uh, learning more about his way of doing things and see if I can adapt it. And honestly, I think that it is a bit too risky for me. Sure, it can secure some quick profits if things work in your favor, but it can also uh, turn against you very easily. And I don't have the experience uh, to be able to determine when I can take those trades more reliably. And also with a wide bracket, I don't have to worry about it getting stopped out. If I see the trade, not just the trade, the price action in the 1 minute, but if I see everything in market structure going against my favor, then I can get out quicker. Now that is another important note that I'm going to write down. Edit. 10. Stick to one contract. Two contracts can turn a quick profit, but they often turn a loss that otherwise would have been a win. Price action begins to move contrary to your plan, you can exit a smaller loss. Small loss. This will also train you to think about bigger moves. It will train me to um, gauge gauge bigger moves. Great. Man, even when no one watches the live stream, I get so much out of it. There's been not a single view in this entire 2 hours. Just me talking to myself, and I've already written, what was it, 10 notes? Uh, yeah, 10 notes. Now, the last stream or two, I actually waited until after the stream to write all my thoughts and ideas, but now I realize I can actually put them into the description box uh, as I go. And this works really well for archiving, actually, is instead of just like thinking, okay, well, this is archived video that goes for 2, 3 hours. What freaking entertainment is this gonna have? But it's like if you look in the description box, it has all of these lessons uh, that I've like arrived at these conclusions and stuff during the trading and analysis process. So this is a really freaking good practice. Now, what was I doing? I went short on MNQ, is that right? And oh, it's playing around with that support, just like I said before. Now, other than support, I want to see if there's anything else going bullish. Um, Support's about here on the 15. It's not really too prominent on the 1 hour. We're seeing lower high, lower low than here, so this is kind of like a very wide, groovy downtrend. So one might assume, like when we saw this swing up, it's like it slowed down, then it went up, and quick down, and then slow. So perhaps, perhaps I could see that low being broken, which on the 4 hour looks like it looks like this low here is this low, and even if we go back here, we can kind of see like a See a bit of support there. And the day, look at that. Horrible. This is not what we want in a day. Like, that is actually telling me a lot about why, how much am I freaking lost today? Oh my gosh, 859. But lots of lessons learned that will benefit me in the future. And these short little lessons, I'll have to collate and print out, and then I can like focus on this. And when I do monk mode, like that's another thing I can do is like I can meditate on this list of wisdom. It's funny, this guy in the Discord, the guy who's like being really helpful, encouraging, and all that, talking about the market in like in terms of spiritual uh, concepts. What I said in monk mode, and I wrote in those notes, is like your actions confirm your beliefs. When you act a certain way, it's because you believe that. And to say that you believe something and actually not go through with the action shows that you don't truly believe that at all. So that's a very spiritual thing. It's psychological, um, it's sociological, um, it's anthropological. But I think anything in human behavior and reacting to anything in the outside world, there's always a spiritual component. Where am I getting at with this again? I don't know. Let's just kind of rant and go on a bit of a tangent. That you know, modernism and living in a very modern society, it's instilled in a lot of us this idea that, especially uh, very clinical things and very scientific things, there's no spiritual element at all, which is just so false. It really is false, especially like science. You know, a lot of um, cringy, edgy atheists would love to think that science or science disproves religion, which it absolutely just doesn't at all. It confirms the spiritual like so much. Um, what do they call it? Ontology. So ontology is the study of being, how things just are, and why they are the way they are, and conclusions that you can make according to this. And all of the ontology in all scientific fields, uh, it if you're looking at science ontologically, then a lot of scientists have come to the conclusion of there is just too much order happening here for this to be a cosmic accident. And yeah, like just looking at that from trading, it's like we might think, well, we'll finance uh, and trying to make money just. It's like, all other jobs, it's like you're providing goods and services to society. When you're trading, um, you're not doing that directly. You're just interacting with the financial markets, and making a profit. And then when you make a profit, well, then you can spend it on things in the economy. like your rent or your food or a new guitar or something. And that's like some of the service that you're providing to society is stimulating the economy by purchasing things. Uh, so it seems like kind of clinical, but the amount of character development that goes into being a successful trader, unless you're just one of those sociopaths who can turn a profit by being cold and heartless. Um, but a lot of people, when they're learning how to trade, they have to go through a lot of character development to overcome their urges to gamble, um, to when they go on tilt, how to uh, humble themselves and accept that, yes, they were acting in a moment of passion and how to overcome your own fears. And these things manifest in your day to day life, that you become a more refined person at the end of the day, uh, to make you a better person to your friends, family, to acquaintances. You have to quell a lot of psychological and emotional habits and presuppositions uh, to not act like a fool, to not be a gambler. And it's like if you're gambling, if you're engaging in gambling behavior in the markets, well, this mentality, it is present in the rest of your life. Um, yeah, there's that loss again. And what's things looking like? I mean, we're inside on the hour. It's a new hour, and here I was going with one contract. Oh, come on, just like quite an upswing here. And here I was saying like, oh, oh, I'm gonna short anyway, even though resistance, support was there. I said, oh, I just think it's gonna keep going down, and I was wrong. So that's I will write in my notes. Edit. Just because all time frames um, confirm a direction. No, hang on. Even if all time frames are directional, support and resistance on the 1 minute chart can still be very powerful and must be observed patiently before decisions are made. I love that the description box in YouTube, it allows 5,000 characters. Like I'm at 1,970, so I'm only like 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5. That's 4/10. I'm only 40% through how much I could be writing in there. Okay, so we've seen that MNQ is not good for me right now, and to reiterate, because it's good to reassess, once again, is like the daily can change. You know, it could very well be that when New York opens, that this candle has broken that high or something. Uh, that daily candle is not destined to be, well, not necessarily. It could be an inside the entire day, but there's nothing necessarily. dictating that. It could go in either direction at any rate. Uh, but at the moment, yes, it's still inside, and all of this has been happening inside there. So that is a big reason where even though I'd seen like all of this other bearish behavior, it is still an inside day. Let's look at gold now. We're almost down $1,000. And what was that? There's a saying. I don't know if this is an actual saying. I'll have to look it up. I was thinking the other day that uh, failure is the cost of success. Um, so let's look at gold. What's happening here? Inside 4 hours. And it'll take another 2 hours for the next 4 hour candle to occur. Now, given that there's this distinct triangulation here, we've got this inside and then this inside is even smaller, it would be very easy for the next candle to extend on either sides of the range of that candle. So that could be where the breakout is, where the directional move takes place. So I might have to wait for that. And in that case, especially as MNQ, I see, whoa, where did I really go wrong? It's like, well, it's an inside day at the moment. So I'll probably write that down too. I already made a note on like don't trade inside bars. Um, so okay, we'll just add it to that point. So three, avoid trading in all time frames. Today you traded an inside bar on the daily for MNQ and inside bars on MGC on 4 and inside bars on the 4 hour on MGC, and despite all other directional uh, indications, you lost. So I'm going to change that back to not from avoid trading inside bars, but I'm going to make it capitals. Don't trade inside bars ever. And then these are large time frames that can uh, that can I'm saying like there's a lot of movement that can happen, uh, the range of a 4 hour, when you look at the 1 minute, there's actually a lot more movement happening in there, but it's still a freaking tight range. So these are large time frames that can uh, apply a lot of movement within that candle when perceived through a lower time frame, but it is still highly Still highly unpredictable. Turbulent is a good word. And predictable, turbulent, and chaotic. These factors entering trades within these unfavorable parameters will only lead to is trades within these unfavorable parameters is gambling, will only lead to failure and disappointment. Hard words, very harsh words. Look, look at this. Now, this is what I actually have to remind myself of. Is like I might even end this live stream soon, knowing that this 4 hour candle on gold and let's look at MNQ again. Look at the daily. This daily inside bar, they are. It's not that it's their fault, but it's my fault. I can't say they're the reason that I'm screwing up, but ignoring them, treating them as if they are directional, just because there's direction happening inside there that you can see on the lower time frames. Um, Even that direction is just like highly chaotic because what is it? It's like yeah, you're doing trades that last a few minutes, but those few minutes are part of a day. What does that day tell me? That day tells me that in contrast with the previous day and everything freaking else, that today, as it stands, until it potentially breaks the range of either side of that candle or either other previous, even the EMA, uh, unless it does that, today is a very turbulent day. So I think I'll end it there. And before I do, I would say, well, let's look at here again. And what we see is that bounced off support. I would like to trade this, but what does everything else say? We see inside day, see weeks have mostly been bearish. We see 4 hour is just freaking doji. So all of these things are telling me don't freaking go long, man. Don't go long. Even this, it's just one bloody candle. Even though these are nice moves here to here and here to here, it's still a downtrend. It's not time for me to go long. The 15 minute, even See with that beautiful green candle, that's a new candle here that's forming. That's very new. So even though it's like opened up, close of that, seeing uptrending for those candles, everything else is saying don't go long. And like just that previous candle, I can't just assume that it's going to keep on going up. I mean, we're 2 minutes into the formation of this 15-minute candle, and yeah, this one it like opened at the close of that, big lower wick, shaved top. Yeah, there's like potential that it keep on going up, but there's everything else saying, hey, not so fast. That might not freaking happen. And this is the kind of stuff that I've been distracted by, is I just see this and think, freaking awesome, we're going long. Even looking at it now, looking at it right now, I still feel like that. I still feel like, damn, I would just love to press that buy market button and resistance is here. And I would think of all these things to justify it, saying, well, even though this is an inside bar, it's still green. So chill the hell out. And I'm gonna end this stream. Might be back on later. Might even do monk mode, but I think I should take a break for now at least. End stream, 2.5 hours.